Hi, I'm going to talk a little bit about willow tree identification. There's about 18 or so different types of willows here in the Pacific Northwest. I'm in Prince George in northern British Columbia, but these willows can be found in the northwest of North America, from Alaska to parts of the United States. The best way I find to identify willows is by the female catkins. If you can catch them in time, they'll appear usually in the spring, usually in the early spring. This is false mountain willow, and I can tell by the redness on the female catkins, and they have these little pods on them. Sorry, it's out of focus there. And you can see how the capsules have a bit of a stem to them, and also they have a little bit of a reddish tint. Besides that, I can look at leafy bracts. Let's see if I can find an example here. So you see those two leaves on either side of the petiole, so the leaf stem, which is this stem that leads to the leaf. There are two little bracts, which are a type of leaf on either side of them, and that is another identifying feature of some willows. The other thing you can look for is the color of the stem. Is it brown, mottled, rough, or is it reddish? They can be red, they can be yellow, they can be green. And then the other thing I look for is the leaves, the shape of the leaf, the tint. These have a bit of a tint. They have a shiny surface on top, and it's also shiny on the bottom. Some willows have a sort of a furry, pubescent bottom of the leaf, or they have a foggy white color, but this seems to be shiny on both top and bottom. The male catkins just have flowers and they don't have that bulbous fruit body on them. You can see the difference between beb willow and pussy willow catkins. These ones are almost stalkless or nearly stalkless, so these fruit capsules have no stalk to them, and these catkins are larger, and they have a long beak. So the beak is that long pointed part of the fruit, and it's long and slightly curved. Pussy willow can grow somewhat large for a shrub, and it can be a small to mid-sized tree, and they're probably the most common willow around here. This is a beb willow, and I could tell by these female flowers, female catkins, and the capsules that I have in my thumb. That's where the fruit will be bared. It will bear fruit, and these have a long stalk, and that's one of the features. Sorry, it's out of focus. Of beb willow. It's a bit harder to identify willows by the male catkins, so I usually just use the female catkins to identify, and then other features besides that. This is Drummond's willow, and the first thing I noticed about this is this glaucous twigs on the previous year's growth that are different from other willows that I see around here. These catkins also look different. You can see they're stubbier. The fruiting bodies are stubbier, and they have a bit of a pubescence on them and sort of a curl sometimes at the top and some disorganization to them. And these will eventually swell up, break open, and release tiny fluffy seeds, and they'll germinate right away this season, and they don't have to be stratified like other plants. So that's it for now, but I know there's other willows out here that I have yet to discover. I know there are some sandbar willow, some diamond leaf willow, um, some Mackenzie willow, and some of them are more rare than others. So another thing you can use to sort of find out what willow you're looking at is where it's growing. Is it growing in water like this one? There is Scaller's willow that grows in inner forest, and it doesn't necessarily grow in puddles like other willows. Is it a tree? Is it a very small, low-lying shrub? That together with the leaves, the bark, the twigs, the catkins, and whether the catkins emerge before the leaves or with the leaves or after the leaves, those are all things that need to sort of be used in combination with each other to really properly identify them, because unfortunately they are tough, but it also makes kind of a fun challenge, I find, because I just can't stop looking at them and trying to figure out which one is which. Anyways, I hope this video helped you. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.